Here we will learn now pronouns and its types. First we will see what is pronoun. A pronoun is a word that replaces a noun in a sentence. That means we are writing some words instead of noun in a sentence to shorten that sentence. That means without changing the meaning of sentence, we can replace the pronouns there. Here we have given some list of pronouns, that is he, she, it, you, I, they, we, who, him, them, whoever, anyone, something, nobody, etc. So here all these are called as the pronouns. That means we are using these words instead of nouns there. We will learn the 5 types of pronoun now. Pronouns is further divided into these 5 types, that is personal pronoun, possessive pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, reflexive pronoun and interrogative pronoun. Now we will see one by one them. First we will see the type of pronoun, personal pronoun. So here personal pronoun refers to a specific person or object or a group of things directly. That means whenever we want to talk about any person or a thing, we will use the pronouns that pronouns they are called as personal pronouns. For example, we will see I, we, me, us. These are the words for first person. What is first person? The person who is speaking about himself, then he will use the pronouns that is I, we, me, us for him. So all these pronouns we are using for first person. Now second person. For second person, that means whenever two people they are talking to each other, they will use the pronoun you to talk to each other. Here you is a second person. Now he, she, it, him, they, them. These are the third person pronouns, means personal pronouns that we are using for third person. That is whenever two people they are talking to each other, but they are talking to each other about the another person who is not present there. That means the third person. So all such pronouns we are using for third person, that are he, she, it, him, they, them. So here all these pronouns they are called as personal pronouns. Now suppose we have given one question, underline the personal pronoun in sentences. And the sentence is given, I am eating an apple. Here we are talking about the person itself. He is talking about itself by saying the word I as a pronoun here. That is, he is using the pronoun I for himself, that is, I am eating an apple. So here I is replacing the noun in word, so that is why I is a personal pronoun. So here we have underlined the personal pronoun I in the sentence. Now suppose we have given one more sentence, that is, you are disturbing me. In this sentence we can see two pronouns are present, that is, you and me. These are the words that replacing the noun in sentence. That means here we have two personal pronouns, that is you and me. So we will underline both of them. It doesn't matter how many sentences, in sentence how many pronouns we have given, we are going to underline all the personal pronouns here. So in this way we can identify the given pronoun is a personal pronoun or not. Let us see the next type of pronoun, that is possessive pronoun. Here possessive pronoun are the pronouns that shows the ownership of a person. That means all the pronouns which shows the ownership on any object, they are called as possessive pronouns. That means to show the right of person on any object, we are using some pronouns. Let us see the example. Mine, yours, its, his, hers, ours, theirs are some examples of possessive pronoun here. And sometimes also my, your, our, their, etc. These are some examples of possessive pronoun. That means all these words, they shows the ownership of a person on any object. Ownership means the person he is having right on that object. We can identify whose that thing is by using these words. Now suppose we have given the question number 1, underline the possessive pronouns in the following sentences. That means we have to identify the possessive pronoun in the sentence and we are going to underline that possessive pronoun here. First example is given, this car is mine, not yours. Here we are talking about the ownership of car. That means whose ownership is there on that car. Here two pronouns are given there, that is mine and yours. Both of these pronouns, they are possessive pronouns that shows whose ownership is there on the car. So that means we have to underline the both words mine and yours here. Now next example is given, her parrot is cute. Here we are talking about the parrot. That means whose parrot is that? We are talking about the ownership of parrot here. The word her, it shows the ownership of her on that parrot. So we will underline the word her here, which is a possessive pronoun here. Next sentence is given, that bird is ours. Here in this sentence, we can identify the ownership of bird here. That means whose ownership is there on that bird. The word ours, it shows the ownership on that bird. So here the pronoun ours is a possessive pronoun. So we will underline the word ours. In this way, we can identify the given pronoun is a personal possessive pronoun or not. Now we will learn the next type of pronoun, that is demonstrative pronoun. Here demonstrative pronoun is a pronoun that we are using to demonstrate any object or something, or you can say to point to something in a sentence. That means previously we talk about something that is some object, and by continuing the same sentence we are going to show a finger or point towards that object by using some pronouns. That pronouns, they are called as demonstrative pronouns. So let us see the examples of demonstrative pronoun. There are 4 demonstrative pronouns. So let us see. These, that, these, those are the 4 demonstrative pronouns. Let us see how we can use these 4 demonstrative pronouns. So here whenever we are talking about the nearby objects, and if it will be a singular form, then we will use the pronoun this to point out the single object nearby us. Then if that object is in plural form, means more than one object is there and it will be nearby to us, then we will use the pronoun these to point out that object. Now if we are talking about the objects which are far away from us, that is at a long distance from us, so we will use the pronouns that and those to point out them. That is, whenever we have a singular object far away from us, then we will use the pronoun that to point out that object. Then if we have the more than one object there, that means in plural form, that is far away from us, we will use this pronoun those to point out that object. That means whenever we have the nearby objects, we will use 2 pronouns, that is these and these. And here if we have the objects far away from us, we will use 2 pronouns that and those, depending on the singular and plural pronouns. Now all of you know that what is singular and plural. Here singular pronoun means only one person will be there or one object will be there. And what means plural? Here plural pronoun means we are having more than one person or thing there. Let us see the examples of this. Now suppose we have given question number 1. Fill in the blanks with correct demonstrative pronoun. We have given the first example, suppose. So here the example is given, dash are the shoes I like. That means here we have to identify which demonstrative pronoun will be suitable from this given box, these or these. Here we are pointing towards the shoes, that is, which is in plural form, and that means we have to use the demonstrative pronoun these here. So here the answer is, these are the shoes I like. Next sentence is given, do you see dash bird over there? And the options are given, those and or that. Here we are pointing towards a bird which is in singular form. So here we should use the pronoun that. So the answer is, do you see that bird over there? Now the next sentence is given, dash students over there are my friends. And the options are given, those and these. So here we are pointing towards the students, that is in plural form. That means we should write here the pronoun those. So the answer is, those students over there are my friends. In this way, you can identify the given demonstrative pronoun in a sentence. Now we will learn the next type of pronoun, that is reflexive pronoun. Reflexive pronouns are the words that ends with dash self, but whenever we have the pronouns in singular form, we will use dash self for them. Then whenever we have the pronouns in plural form, we will use dash selves for them. So all such words, they are called as reflexive pronoun here. Here the examples of reflexive pronoun are, in singular form, there are myself, itself, herself, yourself, himself, etc. These are the reflexive pronouns in singular form. And in plural form, we have the reflexive pronouns, that is yourselves, themselves, ourselves, etc. Here we can write these reflexive pronouns as, for the pronoun I, we will use the reflexive pronoun myself. For the pronoun we will use the reflexive pronoun ourselves, that is in plural form. Now, for the pronoun he, we will use the reflexive pronoun himself. And for pronoun she, we will use herself. And for pronoun your, we will use the two reflexive pronouns, that is yourself or yourselves, depending on the singular or plural form. Now we will use itself for the pronoun it, and we will use the reflexive pronoun themselves for the pronoun they, because it is in plural form. Depending on this, we can identify the given reflexive pronoun in the sentence. Now suppose we have given the question number 1, write the corrective reflexive pronoun in the following sentences. That means we have to identify which reflexive pronoun is suitable in the given sentence. First sentence is given, I made a coffee for dash. Here look at the pronoun we have given in sentence, that is I. So we have to write the correct reflexive pronoun for I, that means myself. So here we will have the sentence as, I made a coffee for myself. Now next sentence is given, Rohan bought a pen for dash. Here we have Rohan as a noun here. We don't have any pronoun here. But because Rohan is a male person, so we will write here the reflexive pronoun for he, that is himself. So now we will get the sentence, Rohan bought a pen for himself. Now the third sentence is given, we built a house for dash. In this sentence, we have given the pronoun we. That means we are going to write the correct reflexive pronoun for the pronoun we, that is ourselves, because it is in a plural form. So here we will get the sentence, we built a house for ourselves. Now we will learn the fifth type of pronoun, that is interrogative pronoun. That is, interrogative pronoun is a pronoun that we use to ask a question or something. That means we want to know about anything. We will ask the question. That means to interrogate. For example, police, they do investigation. In their investigation, they interrogate to people and ask questions. This process, it is called as interrogation. And this is nothing but the interrogative pronouns. Means all such pronouns we are using to ask a question. They are called as interrogative pronouns. So let us see the examples. Here the words who, whom, whose, what, which are interrogative pronouns. Let us see how we can use these pronouns in a sentence. Whenever we are talking about a person who is itself doing an action, that is a subject pronoun, then we will use the pronoun who to ask a question. And if we have a object pronoun, that is, if the person we are talking about is not doing any action, he is just involving in that action or receiving an action, then for him we will use the pronoun whom to ask a question. Next pronoun is a possessive pronoun. That means if we are talking about the ownership of any person or any object, at that time we will use the pronoun whose to ask a question about it. If we want to ask a question about anything or object, we will use the pronoun to what to ask a question. That means we want to know the name of that thing or object here. At that time we will use the pronoun what. Now suppose we have given a group of people or things. From that group we are talking about one person or thing there. To talk about him we will use the pronoun which to ask a question. That means whenever we have a choice of options, we will use the pronoun which to ask a question here. Now suppose we have given the question number 1, use the correct interrogative pronoun in the sentence. First example is given, Dash gave you my address. Here we have to identify which pronoun will be suitable here, that is interrogative pronoun, to ask this question, which pronoun we should use here. Here we are talking about the person who have given the address. That means he does the action of giving address. So that is what we are talking about, a subject pronoun here. So we should use here the pronoun who to ask this question. Now the sentence will become, who gave you my address? Next sentence is given, Dash is your dog's name. Here we want to ask a question about the name of that dog. That means whenever we are talking about the name of person or name of anything, we will use the pronoun what to ask a question. So here the sentence will become, what is your dog's name? Third sentence is given, Dash do you prefer, white or red? Here we have given the choice of two colors, that is white or red. And whenever we have the choice of any nouns, we are going to use the pronoun which to ask a question. That means the sentence will become, which do you prefer, white or red? In this way, we can identify the correct interrogative pronoun for the given sentence to ask a question.